Afternoon YouTube, it is I, Danielle, better known as Danielle Happy Medium, and welcome back to our channel. And it's a pleasure to have you all here with me. And in today's video tutorial topic, we're going to talk about emptying the mind. Off the back of the video I did on celebrities, this one should be quite fitting and should fit in quite nicely with both of them. So for those who are just watching me for the first time, maybe think about subscribing, liking the video, or sharing the video with friends. If you're a returning subscriber, nice to see you back. As many of you have known, I'll quickly talk about this before we get into the topic. I am now running open circles, free open circles across Facebook. So if you want to be involved in these, then certainly find us on Facebook at Danielle the Happy Medium. This is an opportunity for you as the practice of medium to come along and practice in a very secure room, which is on Zoom, with other mediums across the globe and also the general public. These are not development classes. These there will be no teaching of mine, and all I do is host the space and allow you to come in and develop. So without further ado, and after I've gotten all the particulars down, we're going to talk about emptying the mind. And probably it's a really important thing when we're doing mediumship. And the reason we need to have this mind as empty as possible is so that we're not allowing imagination to kick in. So imagination is where we make it up, or we sort of stimulate or perceive or give off a particular sort of image or word or whatever, because we've got quite a bit going on within the conscious mind, or we have quite a bit running through our normal everyday sort of mind scenario there. So learning to empty your mind before you start working with the spirit world is really, really important. Now, as many of us know, we're very busy mediums, including myself. And this can prove to be quite a hard task, even when we're meditating or sitting in the power. And this sort of will bleed over into them areas as well. So learning to go in with no set sort of agenda apart from your intention is really important when you're doing sitting in the power or meditation, because ultimately we're not then conjuring things up, I suppose is the best way to put it to you. So making sure that when you're sitting for the power or when you're sitting in meditation, you haven't been flying around for the last 20 hours and then decide that you're going to sit, because ultimately your mind hasn't had an opportunity, your conscious mind hasn't had an opportunity to slow down. It hasn't had an opportunity to sort of chill out. It hasn't had an opportunity to sort of relax. So there's always going to be that element there, which is not always helpful when you're sitting in the power, because what tends to happen is as the conscious mind's very busy, it starts to add stuff in, and then eventually we bleed that over to the spirit world, making us think that we've seen these things or we've heard these things, when really it's our imagination that's in play there. So learning, if you're going to sit for the power or you're going to sit in meditation, make sure you've had maybe a bit of downtime, or you've sort of put your day-to-day stuff aside before you sit or before you do your meditation. It's very important there. But when we talk about mediumship or in the capacities of mental mediumship, what we have to understand is that we need to make sure our mind's as clear or as crystal clear as it can possibly be when we're working for the spirit world. So getting up onto a rostrum when you've just had a massive barney with your hubby or with your wife or with the children isn't exactly going to be helpful. So I'll give you an example for today. So today I've been private sitting. And what can happen is when we have lots of things going on down here on the earth plane, it can throw you in some capacity. So your mind's not completely on the job is the best way I can put it. So I did a sitting at, what time is it now? About 2:45, 3 o'clock. First sitting was at 1 o'clock. I quickly checked my emails because I was waiting on hearing from some particular individual back. I was waiting to hear something back. And I heard back, and it threw me because it wasn't actually the response I was looking for, or I just thought I'm going to have to add on more to this. It's going to be a nightmare, and it sort of threw my mind, and I had about 5 minutes before I was due to do this sitting. And because obviously that was consciously on my mind when I obviously picked the phone up and rang the lady and and said, look, and my connection just wasn't quite right. My connection just wasn't quite there. So what I said to the lady was, look, can you give me 45 minutes? I need to go away and sort of address this, or I need to go away and sort of sort this out, and can I ring you back? And she was like, yeah, no bother. And actually when I went back to her and did the sitting, it was bang on the pennies, because my conscious mind wasn't in the way. My conscious mind wasn't with something else. And this can be a big of a pitfall or a downfall sometimes when we're doing mediumship, because when we get lots and lots of things in outside of our mind, or we've had this row, or we've had this thing that's distracted us, it can sort of play within the conscious mind, which it can kind of have a bit of a hard time sort of trying to get past that. Now, if you're very good and you can put stuff to the side, then this video is going to probably be of no probable help to you at all. But for those who are that busy medium, or those who have lots of things going on, this may be quite beneficial to you. And there's a couple of hints and tips I can give you. One, the one that I've just give you there, or two, you're going to have to learn to quiet the mind through the power of the breath, or you're going to have to use more power to get you out of the way, to empty your mind in order for the spirit world to work with you there. So this is one of the videos that are probably going to be quite beneficial to a few of us, because I know lots of mediums are very busy and we live such busy lives. It's a toughie. It is a tough one, this one. Try and empty that mind, even when we're sitting, or when we're meditating, or even when we're trying to do demonstrations of mediumship, or sit and work there in this capacity. And it's a one that you're going to probably have to gauge for yourself. You may need to pull out of that sitting and then go back to it, or you may have to give it more power to push you out of the way in order to get through. The emptier the mind, the better it is for the spiritual world, because ultimately the more clutter you've got going on in there, or the more things that are distracting you, the harder it's going to be for them to get the link in, or to drop the link in, or for them to be able to get a hold of your mind in order so that they can impress what they need to impress on. Sitting in the power will help a lot with this, as well meditation of learning to empty the mind and quieten the mind. But, you know, we all are going to be busy in some capacity. We are going to have certain things that are going to throw our mind. Another one that may happen is sometimes you'll be on demonstrations of mediumship or sittings. Somebody will come in and interrupt you. That's another one, which then throws your mind, which means your mind comes out the spirit world and comes back to this world. And again, you've then got to empty your mind, forget about what's gone on, and go back to the spirit world. It's a bit of a toughie, this one. It's a one that is going to take some gauge of your own. It's going to take some things that, you know, maybe of use in your mechanics. Some of my mechanics may work here for you, but not all of them. And it's just a one that may or may not help you in some capacity. Emptying the mind is probably one of the most hardest things in the world for all of us instruments out there for the spiritual world. But learning to less drama, less issues will help you massively, but unfortunately we can never truly get away from all of that, and it will always play a fundamental part in the instrument. Where if you can't get out the way, or you're struggling to get out of the way, use the breath. That may be of a benefit to you. If you can sort of just step away for a little while and then go back to the reading, that's probably going to be beneficial, probably the better one for you. But if you can't and you've got to go up on that demonstration, you've got to do it, you know, learn to take them breaths, learn to just power through. Eventually the conscious mind will push over as you start and get more and more into the flow. But that's going to take a little bit of time, and that's going to take a little bit of effort. You're doing the best you can right now. You've got to appreciate that, considering what you may or may not have going on. This is where lots and lots of mediums come to me and tell me they've pulled out, or they're taking a break from mediumship, or they've taken a break from whatever it is in their spiritual realms, or spiritual awakening, whatever terminology or labels you want to put in there. It's normally because there's too much going on down here, and they can't do both at the same time, so they have to let one slide for a little, and then they'll go back to that one. That's another one with this connection as well, emptying of the mind. So I hope this video has been a little bit beneficial. The YouTube channel's a little bit sort of hit-y-missy at the minute, just due to obviously the problems and issues we face within the world at large at present, and it's as and when I can get to it. I'm trying to take a little bit of a break, which is beneficial to me, but I am still doing quite a bit of training, and I'm still doing a lot of work in the background. So do sort of bear with us there with this one till we get sort of back up on our feet. I hope you are all staying safe, and I hope you are all doing well, and you know, lots and lots of love from me and the spirit world and your loved ones in the spirit world. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, check out the open circles, and do share with friends like I said, and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye for now.